What is going on, pro wrestling fans? Welcome back to the J Area. Another post-show reaction here following the premiere episode of Friday Night SmackDown airing on USA Network for the first time in 5 years. What a show it was. My name is Jose Ramos Jr. and let's dive right into it, man. We talk about the opening of the show. Cody Rhodes, Solo Sikoa, the undisputed WWE Championship inside a steel cage. Obviously, heading into this show, it was reported that SmackDown was going to open up with a title match. It was going to be the steel cage match, and I think that was the right way to go. You want to give this show a big fight feel. You want to make it feel special, make it feel grand, and I thought they did a real good, job at doing that. Cody Rhodes and Solo Sikoa had a fine matchup. We saw a little bit of color on Cody Rhodes' end, which I debated about heading into. We know it's a steel cage match. We know how much Cody has a love for the game and a love for the history. And obviously, within the confines of a steel cage match, it's known to see the baby faces shed a little bit of blood every now and then. The match itself, like I said, was fine. I thought it was entertaining, but the result really was predictable. We knew Cody Rhodes was going to win. Being that it was on the premiere episode of Friday Night SmackDown, it lends itself to be, have a sense of interest in it because it's Cody, because it's the bloodline, and obviously we knew that there was a chance that Roman Reigns, the original tribal chief, would make an appearance, all which did occur. But it was predictable because we knew he wasn't going to drop the title here. Cody Rhodes is not losing that title anytime soon. If I had to choose a event he loses it at, the Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, something along those lines. It's going to be a big deal at a big event. Regardless, Cody Rhodes wins the matchup, retains the title as I mentioned, and then following the match, we would have a beatdown by the bloodline. That's right, Tama Tonga, Tonga Loa, and the Samoan werewolf Jacob Fatu would all make their way to the cage, entering and begin to beat down Cody Rhodes. We even saw Jacob Fatu hit that springboard moonsault, a beautiful springboard moonsault. If I get so flustered when I'm talking about Jacob Fatu, hits Cody Rhodes. And then for a moment there, we thought Jacob Fatu was going to jump from the top of the cage, but Roman Reigns would make the save. Roman Reigns just electric with the crowd. The crowd totally invested in this story, totally invested in Roman Reigns as a baby face, and we kind of got the sense that Jacob and Solo would be a team against perhaps Cody and Roman Reigns. It would be an ongoing story throughout the course of the night with a little bit of dissension between Cody and Roman, and I really love that. I want to sink my teeth into that real quickly here. I like the fact that Cody Rhodes, he's supposed to be the all-American baby face who should be fighting for the greater good, should be fighting on the side of good, really. So naturally, the bloodline are his enemy. Roman Reigns is the enemy of his enemy, therefore making him his friend, and no, that wasn't the case. Cody Rhodes, recognizing and remembering the 4 years that Roman Reigns reigned as the champion, ruled over the WWE with an iron fist, and the way he had manipulated, dominated, and just flat out embarrassed the rest of the WWE roster, it didn't sit well with him that he was going to team with Roman Reigns. It makes perfect sense. Why is Cody, who's been fighting the bloodline for the better part of 2 years, why am I going to join up with the guy that not only cheated to beat me at WrestleMania 39, but insulted my father, fought him at WrestleMania 40, defeated him at WrestleMania 40, took time off, and now is coming back like all is well? No, that's not how it flies. And I like that sense that Roman Reigns now has to earn back trust. Roman Reigns has no one. He's alienated himself from the locker room based off of his actions as the tribal chief, based off of his actions as the undisputed WWE champion, again, for the better part of 4 years. He no longer has Jimmy Uso. He no longer has Jey Uso, nor the wise man Paul Heyman. He is left alone. Just like Cody Rhodes alluded to during their build-up to WrestleMania 39, a tribal chief, or a chief without a tribe, was the actual phrase that Cody had used, which is really poetic when you look at it. He is considered to be the original tribal chief, the only tribal chief, as he proclaimed on SmackDown this week. But of what tribe? There's no one left. And Roman, when he entered the ring at the end of the night to readdress the situation and talk to the crowd about really what's going on between Solo and Jacob. Character-wise, he didn't change. Roman was still the same. He stuck to his guns, didn't pander to the audience, didn't really turn the dial up in terms of a babyface turn. He still felt like this authentic Roman Reigns that had never left. He even said that I don't need a partner. This is family business. I will take them on by myself. And obviously, Cody Rhodes would come out and would talk to Roman after Roman had said that this is my WWE. Cody comes out and says, your WWE last time I checked. It hasn't been your WWE since I beat you at WrestleMania. And a fair and valid point, because while Roman's been gone, who's been, bearing the flag here? Who's been the leader of the locker room? Who's been the face of the WWE? It's been Cody. He's held the WWE title proudly since WrestleMania, defeating all comers of the likes of AJ Styles, Logan Paul, Kevin Owens, and Solo Sikoa included. He's done his bidding against the bloodline. He doesn't want anything to do with them. He's over it. That chapter of his career, he wants to move on past it. But I think Cody Rhodes, recognizing that he will never really be done with the bloodline, has to team up with Roman Reigns. And that's what we saw. The Tongans, Tama Tonga and Tonga Loa, would make their way to the ring and try to attack Roman and Rhodes unsuccessfully, as the two would overpower them. Roman signs the contract, Cody signs the contract, and it's set. Hell in a Cell, Bad Blood, it was formerly known as Hell in a Cell, but Bad Blood will now see the tag team of Jacob Fatu and Solo Sikoa versus Roman Reigns and the WWE champion Cody Rhodes. A blockbuster tag team match, the likes that we haven't seen in quite some time. I know we've had like the Bloodline Civil War matchup, we had a 6-man tag in the past, but when was the last time we had two huge stars, the likes of Roman Reigns and Cody Rhodes? I look back, and I'm sure there's other matches that might come to mind, but these are the ones that immediately come to my memory. You look at Armageddon 2006 when John Cena and Batista had teamed up. You look at No Way Out 2007 when it was The Undertaker and Batista versus Shawn Michaels and John Cena. Obviously, there was a 2-man power trip between Triple H and Stone Cold during the spring of 2001 until Triple H would suffer his quad injury. The Mega Powers, Macho Man and Hulk Hogan. Speaking of which, quick plug here, if you haven't already, check out the Friday top 5 video that we have. That was the conspiracy theory video where I do talk about Macho Man and Hulk Hogan. Had to get that in there real quick. But nonetheless, you'll look at how this story has been progressing. The Bloodline story in itself has been one that some people have grown a little bit tiresome of. They think maybe it's jumped the shark, but every time you think that it's just gone on too long, they introduce a new wrinkle into the story, and now it looks like Cody Rhodes, for the time being, is an ally of Roman Reigns. And I really think it's chalked up to the whole, the enemy of my enemy is my friend, and I think this is going to be a way that we can buy time until we see a return of Jimmy Uso, until we see a reunitement with Jey Uso. Maybe Sami Zayn? Doubtful, but possible. But that wasn't the only thing that happened on Friday Night SmackDown. One of the stellar matchups that we've seen in the recent weeks has been Andrade versus Carmelo Hayes. This would be part 5 of their saga. Carmelo Hayes was able to tie it up after winning back-to-back, wins against Andrade, tying up the series 2-2. And now with part 5, serious implications here for a United States Championship matchup against one LA Knight. Who would come out victorious? Andrade. Earns a title victory. It should be a great matchup. Should be a fun matchup. LA Knight, the U.S. champion, now taking on a second Hispanic. He first faced off against Santos and now against Andrade. Coincidence? I don't know. Great matchup though, as usual. It was part 5 of their great series that they've had. Really glad that they went that direction. Randy Orton made his return as well, as he teamed up with Kevin Owens in a fun matchup against A-Town Down Under. That, again, another one that I thought was kind of predictable, but nonetheless, the crowd was into it. I was certainly into it. Randy and Kevin seeming like they had a great time with that matchup. Really hoping for a face turn for Austin Theory pretty soon, though. It's a storyline that's going to be going on for nearly a year now. I mean, since what? The Royal Rumble, I feel like this has been going on. Austin Theory needs to get turned babyface. I think it would really help him in terms of his progression as a character, as well as just a superstar in general. He was a great heel, but I don't think there's a ceiling there. There's only so much you can do. And if you've seen his work outside of the WWE ring, stuff with like the Make-A-Wish or stuff with the fans, I could definitely see him as a babyface. And I think it's something worth trying out. If not, he can go back to being a heel. I think he's a good heel, but there's only so much they've done with him in that sense. But nonetheless, SmackDown, a fun episode. Really looking forward to how we're going to progress with the Roman and Cody partnership. Obviously, I think it's going to be a one-time deal, and then we'll lead into War Games, which again should be fantastic. It's going to be emanating from Vancouver, Canada. It's great. Overall, solid episode of SmackDown. Some filler in there when it came to like the Nia Jax and Tiffany Stratton stuff. We saw Michin versus Piper Niven. Aside from that, though, solid episode. I thought it got the job done. And now we move forward into the weekend. We see how Monday Night Raw will shape up this upcoming Monday. But I want to hear from you guys. Go ahead. If you enjoyed this reaction, go ahead and like the video. Comment down below. What are your thoughts on this partnership between Roman and Cody? Who do you think is going to be winning that Bad Blood tag team match? I think it's pretty obvious who will be winning, but hey, stranger things have happened. And if you haven't already, subscribe to the channel to keep up to date with all the content, such as these videos here that I've been producing. Go ahead and do that. Help out the channel growing as we keep on this ascension to 2,000 subscribers by the end of 2K24. And with that being said, my name is Jose Ramos Jr. Thank you guys for joining me on this reaction, and I'll see you all next time.